Hi everybody. I thought I would start out today by announcing a new series of videos that I wanted to do. And that series of videos is all about gardening. So haven't even come up with maybe any sort of one particular direction or anything that I wanted to go. But I'm getting lots and lots of people asking me about how do I do my gardening, what to do with it, and take it from there. So the idea is that I share my experiences with gardening, being that I'm learning all about it. Both me and my husband Tommy are doing all these things, and by no means am I an expert, but I do a lot of container gardening. We do have some in-ground garden, an in-ground garden, but it also has a little bit of a slant because there's lots of intention with all of the food and the herbs that I'm growing. So I'm gonna give a little bit of a tour and show you what I've got going. So here I'm starting out with these purple roses. I'm not sure of the variety, as these were gifted to me and were actually given to me in honor of my son. And a dear family member, Deidre, did this. Now in here, and it's a bit overgrown here, are blueberries, and we have more blueberries, and underneath this is lemon balm. So I'm going to step back a little bit. This is my strawberry palette. Alrighty. Up there are Russian mammoth sunflowers. This is actually a volunteer. I did not plant that this time, but in my bucket, this, I'm assuming, is also the Russian mammoth, is growing in here. Now here is a beautiful red tea rose that my son Andrew gave me. Down here is a dwarf orange rose that my son Jonathan and his wife Bevy gave me. And this beautiful rose plant, which is also a tea rose, my husband gave me. So now I'm going to back up just a little bit. This is, I hope this shows up well, is a Bing cherry tree. And you can see that the Japanese beetle got to the top of it. And then here is a dwarf variety of cherry. Alrighty. Here is a dwarf sunflower next to nasturtiums, which are absolutely edible and we eat every day in our salads. That is my greenhouse. And seedlings, believe it or not, of sunflowers. Now, I'm gonna see if I could do this. And alrighty, so here is a cherry tomato that my daughter gave me, the lovely Chandra. So it started as a little seedling and it really took off. I have lots of basil growing. This is obviously a tomato plant, and I don't know if you can see them, but you can see how beautiful these are. I think these are San Marzanos. Alrighty, this is African marigold. Actually, it grows over 4 feet tall. And what's left of the carrots here in that. So I'll be taking that up real soon. Lavender. Another sunflower, that's the red sunflower. I had posted about that before. And at the bottom, believe it or not, in the same pot, I have blackberries. And I'll go into that in a bit. Here we have a slicing variety of cucumbers. Back up here. And here are I'm trying to think, blue lake green beans. Here, you can see they kind of overtaken a lot of plants next to it. This, let me get a closer look here. I'm trying to see. Okay, here we go. So these are grape tomatoes, and maybe 2 days ago I picked about 2 dozen off of them. So you can see I have lots of green ones here. These are first year blackberries. Now back here I actually had to cut down a lot of my raspberries. They were overtaking the area, and the rain didn't do a good, was playing with them. These are hot peppers. I think those are problemos. And there's a bee actually looking at me there. And this is culinary white sage with strawberries next to it. you can see that gigantic Russian mammoth. That actually goes down maybe another 7 feet or so. An African marigold, basil, which actually I think that's going to come out, and I'll replace it with something else, and that's a lettuce back there. Then here is another variety of raspberries. Here is a gigantic tomato plant that actually it's kind of funny. I don't know if you could see that yellow pot there, was green beans that I actually had forgotten to put in the ground. So if you were to look closely, and let me see if I could do that here, you could see that it grew up all around here. I've actually been harvesting green beans from that. So I have many varieties. And here we have lettuce. And you see the back pocket. So that's lettuce. Lots and lots and lots of tomatoes, as you can see here. Carrots, they're a multicolored variety. And then here are Roma tomatoes. That's blue sage, which I'm going to be making into smudge sticks. But I just got to show you just how prolific this plant is. Let me just see if you could see the, there we go. You can see how many tomatoes, maybe 50, 60 tomatoes on here. Then here is a variety of green beans. These are called Chinese yard-long green beans. So when the green beans come to fruition, they will be about 3 feet long, or if not more. Then here is another seedlings that I haven't put into the ground yet. Stinging nettle that I'm trying to get up and running. And then my hubby bought me a dwarf variety of sunflowers. And let me see here if there's anything else. Well, I'm gonna stop it here for now. So now you can see, you know, I have lucky enough to have a nice backyard and front yard and stuff like that. But all of the plants that you just saw were all in containers. And that's the kicker of it all. I'm trying my best to figure out what to do and learn how to do things correctly using containers. All right, anything can be used. I choose to use the fabric containers as much as possible because supposedly it prevents, I don't want to say prevents, but it helps with root rot. And it helps with overcrowding of the roots, and so far I'm really quite pleased with the results. I would say that the production has been absolutely wonderful, especially with the tomatoes so far. The basil has been taken off like crazy. I have had problems with the raspberries, even though I had, I don't know how many quarts of raspberries I've eaten so far this year. But the Japanese beetles really did a job. I'm trying to use organic pesticides such as diatomaceous earth and neem oil and another thing called BT. And we'll get into all that later on in other videos. I know it seems odd that I'm starting this video mid-summer, but I've been wanting to do this for a while, and a lot of people have been asking me, so I wanted to just put up this early video, and we'll be going into a lot more. My garden isn't just about food. It is also about intention, and it's quite a magical garden. And everything that I've planted has intention to it, and it has different reasons, and for the fae and for the different spirits of the earth. I definitely do that in order to honor them as well. We'll be getting into more of that, and if you would like, drop some questions or comments in the comment section below, and let me know what you're looking for, because there's a lot of gardening videos, and I'm learning every step of the way. So certainly, if you have ideas, thoughts, what to do. For instance, now that we're midsummer, I'm focusing on fruit production as opposed to leaf production. So I know that I have to change up how I fertilize anything. But also, maybe seasonally you do something different on a magical end or on your intent or on a spiritual end. And let me know how you do that. Also, I'd love to know how you deal on an organic sense how to deal with some of the bugs. It has lessened up quite a bit, but the cucumber beetles, I'm having a tough time, even using the organic stuff that I'm doing. The next video I want to do is a tour of our in-ground garden, but I didn't want this video to be so long, but we also have that, and I'll see what kind of response I get from everybody, and then we can take that from here. So many blessings, everybody. If you're interested in this type of content, please subscribe to my channel, and let's see what kind of response we get from that. And being that many of us are at home or working more from home, let's see what we can come up with as a community. Alrighty, so many blessings, everybody. Subscribe, let me know what kind of content you're looking for, and I will see you later.